Hello YouTube, and welcome back to the vlog. So, a lot's happened since the last vlog. We've celebrated Hanukkah, Christmas and New Year's Eve. We've been at home and we've been away. I've edited and published 2 videos to this channel and a whopping 25 to my other channel. I've been to Trondheim and I've been to Seljord for business and for pleasure. Most of all, I've been living my life, trying to fit everything I wanted and needed to do into the very limited time available to do it. I've also been trying, and if I'm honest, mostly failing, to do some studying. Like many others, I find the dark of winter to be a challenge, and one which has a tendency to affect my secondary activities, that is, really anything that's not, family life and work, detrimentally. Still, I managed to hand in my second tutor marked assignment well before the extended deadline, and I feel it went okay. Yeah, okay feels like the right assessment of it. It's certainly not my best works, neither from a wordsmithing perspective, nor from an academic perspective. It was, however, I think, good enough. Time will tell. It's up to my tutor now. The second TMA revolved around an experiential project, where we were to plan, propose and preferably perform an entrepreneurial or intrapreneurial initiative. The second TMA was, as it's been my experience as usual, a little longer than the first, clocking in with a word limit of 1,990 words, spread over 2 questions with a total of 5 sections. The first question was divided into 3 sections, where we were asked to describe the initiative proposed, the societal changes it would address, and evaluate how it addresses sustainability. The second question revolved around reflection on the experiential project, as well as reflection on experiential learning overall. Here we applied Gibbs' reflective cycle, which I found to be an interesting and useful tool for reflection that I'm planning on carrying with me as I go along. Like TMA01 before it and TMA03 to come, 10% of the grade depends on participation in discussions in the TGF, Tutor Group Forum. I suspect I didn't do quite enough on this score to have gotten the full 10 marks, and if that is so, well, so be it. That's just on me and on my dropping the ball. Looking ahead a bit to TMA03, which is due to be delivered on April 19th, it has a word limit of 2,000 words, and the questions center on participation in a group simulation, and I'm planning on covering that in an upcoming video. Now, we've already started the first tentative steps into the simulation activity, and I am, for once, thoroughly looking forward to taking part in a collaborative study exercise. Looking back at the times I've done so previously, it's been educational, it's been interesting, and it's been nice, breaking the monotony and solitude that is usually the OU students' lot. In addition to thinking a fair bit about the differences between intrapreneurship and entrepreneurship, they can simplistically be understood as whether you're engaging in innovation and change within an existing business, that would be intrapreneurship, or in a newly formed venture, that would be entrepreneurship, I've also been thinking a lot about company culture. I find myself blessed to work in a company where company culture is talked about often, and where our company culture is communicated in a similar fashion all the way from the top, all the way down. Now, I've talked previously about the story of the ice cream wrapper, and that lesson sticks with me in no small part because it's being used as part of how we talk about who we are and what we do. The lesson and the company culture as a whole can be summed up in a single sentence, something like, we don't talk about whose fault something is, we take responsibility and we do something about it. Most post-event reviews are couched in these terms. We're not looking to assign blame, we're looking to learn and to avoid repeating the mistakes of the past. Now, someone, and I can't remember who, and a Google search gives me more results than I can usually sift through, once said, failure is mandatory, learning is optional. And that is also part of this idea of taking responsibility rather than assigning blame. Understanding that we will, at some point or other, make mistakes. And creating an environment where there is room to make such mistakes and learn from them is something I didn't know I had been looking for until it was defined in much that way. There's nothing new or revolutionary in saying this out loud. Lots of people have done so before me, and I'm sure plenty of people will say it in years to come as well. The thing is, though, the people saying it, or at least the ones who we know are saying it, are often successful in their own right. I'm thinking of people like Jack Welch, former CEO of GE, who famously made a mistake that caused the factory to blow up. I'm thinking of Indra Nooyi, CEO of PepsiCo, who acknowledges the fact that she allows her employees to make mistakes that she may herself have avoided so that they will learn. And sure, my selection here is highly biased towards success. I still think that the point is valid. Creating a workplace where failure is understood to be part of the learning process is, I think, a great point to start to ensure success. Not only in the short term, but in the intermediate and long term too. And the investments made in the short term pay dividends in the intermediate and long term. And more than that, that is the kind of place that I want to be, to work and to help make better. In a macro view, I think this approach to company culture is not only nurturing, it's one of the only ways to ensure long-term sustainability. Alright then, that's it for me this time around. As always, I'd love to hear whatever feedback you may have. Post it on the comment section down below or drop me an email. The address is in the description. And please do like, share and subscribe. Until the next time.